And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show. And this is going to be episode 402. So I hope you guys had a great day. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week that is ahead of you. And in this episode of the MSK show, in a little bit after we have our usual, guy bro conversation that you guys always love and enjoy, we will be doing a DCX Sonic the Hedgehog issue 3 comic book review.
Look at that, we got the same cover.
This was the Sonic Adventure Battle 2 homage cover that I got when this came out that week. And I was like, this was a solid giga banger of a homage cover. Because if you guys don't know, Shadow makes his first appearance in any Sonic media ever in that game. That is his legit first appearance. It would be like, the first appearance of a superhero character in a comic book, actually. And I'm glad they paid a nice little homage to Sonic Adventure Battle 2 with this cover, actually, because it looks fucking phenomenal. Also, I know you guys are probably wondering why I'm really hot, rich, and good looking. Well, that's just because I work a lot, and I just pretty much spend the rest of my time on the internet, yelling into the void, and also yelling at the clouds and doom scrolling on Twitter, calling people idiots. So, it's another thing for me to, do this constantly because I get to unleash all my thoughts to you guys, But outside of that, it is Comic Book Wednesday for those of you guys who, have to go out and pick up your comic book pull list from your comic book shop if you have one around you. I don't. I have to go on mycomicshop.com and add them to the cart, and then I will buy what I do. A lot of people don't know is I just buy them every 2 weeks. So when I just get out the ones that I want that week, and then I just wait to buy them the next week that follows it. So
I usually go every 2 or 3 weeks as well.
Yeah. It's crazy because if I literally bought them every week, that would actually cost way more money than buying them every single 2 weeks.
Yeah, I just know I had to make sure I went today so I could pick up. I haven't read it yet, but it's near the top of my reading pile. It's the newest issue of DCKO, which, even though I got it first day, there's still a bunch of spoilers I've already seen on it because, it's a big event going on right now.
Yep. And as you guys know, DC loves their big events, actually. And I am going to be going to leagueofcomicsgeeks.com. We're going to see what the big titles are coming out this week, as well as the collected editions. Also, sorry, I was, having sex with my wife earlier. That's why we're initially 30 minutes late, not because my internet just randomly went out. Nothing to do with that.
Right.
I was having sex with girls. Completely super easy.
Totally.
Massive W's. I'm also the king of games when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm also the legit god tier man of playing card games. So what else can't I do? Read comics, politics, movies, TV, anime, video games, streaming. Like, what can't I do actually at this point? That literally not watch Star Trek. But Star Trek is for losers. I wouldn't watch that if you paid me, honestly.
Wow.
Oh my god. All right, let's do variants and reprints and all that stuff. Oh,
what about Star Trek comics? These seem to be a big thing. I haven't gotten into any of them though.
You see, I should probably eventually break my Star Trek virginity, just lose it, but I can't do it because then I can't constantly with a straight face say I like something that nerdy because then I would actually be one of you guys. There has to be a level of distance between us. Like, as you guys don't know, I'm a man of culture. But
Sure.
what's really weird with the MCU going on right now currently is they have all these little mini trailers coming out for the characters that are gonna be appearing in Doomsday. We just recently got the one for Wakanda Forever. So
Shuri and Baku.
Yeah.
Namor, or Namor, as they say.
I just don't get it. Why don't they just recast T'Challa? It's crazy.
I do wish that's the one thing I hope we get out of the whole Secret Wars ordeal, but we'll see.
Yeah. It's one thing for a lot of idiots to speak, but it's one thing for an idiot to speak and just be acting as if like the thing that they have in the movies was a liked thing, and from the comic books, that was a thing that was always happening. So from what I know, because I haven't read anything of Black Panther's comic book history at all. I actually just recently bought my very first Black Panther omnibus, like not even just a week ago,
Oh,
right?
which one?
It was the Christopher Priest omnibus
That
one.
is the place to start. I got to meet Christopher Priest last year, and he's one of the nicest people I ever met, if not the nicest. So
Really? Okay.
yeah, he's a great person. He's a great guy. Yeah.
So from what I know, the Ta-Nehisi Coates Black Panther run is where Shuri is the Black Panther. Now, for those of you guys who don't know this because you're just stupid, and I'll just educate you because you're stupid. So please understand this. When something bad happens in the comic books, they usually always basically either push it to the side, cancel the run, or revisit it later on at a much more better time. Because I will offer a fair share of grace to Marvel. It just might not be the right time for some of that stuff. Fair enough. That's how business works. Sometimes it just might not be the right time for this stuff to come out, But to act like the Ta-Nehisi Coates Black Panther run, if that's the run where the Shuri character became Black Panther for a little bit, then people gotta understand the general reception of Ta-Nehisi's Black Panther run is not good, right? So you as a casual who've never read a comic book in your life could literally look up on the internet, what is the general reception of that story? I've never heard anything good about that specific writer and his arc for the character of Black Panther in Marvel Comics, guys. Just because something exists in a comic book doesn't mean it was a liked concept, nor well-received concept, nor should you do it in a live-action format. I don't even know where that comes from.
That's a narrative I hate so much of, because the comics did it at first, it has to be adapted that way. But it's like, well, no, you can adapt things and change it to be better. Just problem is a lot of times when they change things, they usually change it for worse. Usually.
And I don't even get this narrative that just because it was in the comics, that means you have to follow it that. Also, especially following it if it wasn't even a liked idea. If it wasn't, because they're thinking, oh, it wasn't a liked idea because that's just a small niche audience, which is the comic book audience. It's a small niche audience, and maybe if we push it to the masses, they'll like it. But the masses are not looking at it from an aspect of like, was this something that is actually going to be good later on for the character, right? Because in any of that all new, all different stuff, they swapped all the characters back anyway. So Marvel themselves knew it was a stupid idea by literally swapping it all back. And people need to also understand, like, just because there's something that could be adapted to a movie doesn't mean you should do it. Like, I just don't get the idea of why any person wants her to be Black Panther. I think it's because dudes these days are so beyond cucked. You want a woman leading you. I don't even know. I don't really know what it could be, because there's no reason for her to actually be Black Panther other than, hey, this just happened in the comic books. We kind of set it up that way, so we have to do it. It's like, no, you could just recast him and move on. He doesn't have to do all that. But
I personally don't have a problem with Shuri being Black Panther, but my problem is this is the second movie. Well, technically, sure, Black Panther was also in a couple other movies, but like, point is though, is it felt too soon. I mean, obviously, the passing of Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace, was like just way too soon.
Yeah,
and so I think that was the problem of he's one of those massive characters who deserves to live on. Like, if the current actor who plays Superman passed away, like you wouldn't just recast Superman because it's Superman, I think Black Panther is a similar stature of character for Marvel for what he represents.
I think it also boils down to, the kind of reasoning that they would have for not recasting. Like, people have mentioned what his brother had potentially said, Ryan Coogler, all those people involved with him personally. Like, the thing is, should the character itself not move on past Chadwick Boseman? And people are going to be like, well, they have Shuri that's doing it. Yes, but T'Challa is Black Panther. That is just, he is the main Black Panther. He's how it starts out with. And I think just they're not stopping the character. They're just kind of giving us some sort of like hand-me-down version of the character. And it's cynical because you, in your brain, know she's not going to be that long-term. So it's just generally now it all depends. Can you just get through a time period where she's just Black Panther? It's like, I don't know. I couldn't really say because these things aren't going to last that long anyway. That's why I'm not too, I would say mad about it because these kind of things don't last long anyway. Because like you said before, Secret Wars comes out, Secret War ends, her character is probably going to get offed in some capacity. Maybe she'll be swiping an EBT card at a supermarket. Who knows? Actually,
wow.
God, I'm a genius. It just happened to come out that way, but I just don't get this. Like, what? Like, or like people will do this with like Superman 2 or Batman. They'll be like, Superman is like this, and then someone will say, but Superman's like that in the comic books. Then what the person does, guys, I've seen this so many times. They'll post images of comic books. They don't even know who wrote them. They don't know who drew them. They're just posting out of context panels. And just because you post an out of context panel from a comic book does not mean, one, you've read that book. You even know the context of the story of that book, right? Because I could post any panel to my liking that fits my narrative, but if I never have read that story, don't know who wrote that story, and don't know the full extent of what that story was in that single issue, I'm just at that point being disingenuous. So anytime you guys see that online, just know that that is a thing. The person posting that hasn't read that shit at all. So they're just telling you some bullshit just because it's easy brownie points for their narrative. Let me know what's in that story at all. Ask them who wrote it without them Googling it. And they got literally less than 5 seconds to tell you. If they don't tell you that person's a fucking fraud. That's just what it is. But like Superman wouldn't do this, but these random panels of comic books he's done. It's like, is that originally how he was? Was he this way pre-crisis? Was he this way after crisis? There's distinctions between these things because was the character change and evolve from where he was at? There's quite a bit of things you must discuss when it comes to these characters. It's not like I go to like a McDonald's and get like 2 double cheeseburgers and a large Coca-Cola. Like, fuck,
Well, your problem right there is going to McDonald's, but I don't want to touch that.
But that's the thing is, if the hot ladies are there with the big booty Latinas.
How
you been, man? How was your week so far?
It's good so far. I back to school this week, and so adjusting to that schedule a little bit. But other than that, things are going good. I've been getting some good comic reading in this week, and yeah.
All right. So yesterday I had on Andrew. Oh my goodness, Clayley. Pretty sure it's his name. Haley. Yeah. So good conversation. He was a Mavericks fan. I was like, God damn, he likes sports. Good. It's a cultured man there, actually. So we won against the Hawks last night. I don't know if the Mavericks played at all, but they probably ended up losing because, the fucking Mavericks. But god damn. So let's see what ended up coming out this week really quickly, because usually I would just, have a live stream on my comic book YouTube channel called The Spectacular MSK, and I would be going over the solicitations for the books coming out for the week that we are currently on. And let me make this a little bit bigger. This is 110. Holy crap. Let's do 150 is fine. So we have DCKO issue 3. I have that bookmarked. Then we have Action Comics issue 1094. So this one's going to be hitting issue 1100 in what about May? Yeah, about May, June.
Is Action Comics monthly?
Yeah.
So then you're looking at like June, maybe July there.
Yeah, Batman and Robin, because this has Philip Kennedy Johnson, because they swapped some Joshua Williamson with the whole all in initiative. This is going to be ending at like 31. So
I believe.
Yeah. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue 14. This Avengers run by Jed McKay is actually ending, at issue 36. Aquaman issue 13.
That Aquaman.
G.I. Joe issue 17. Geiger issue 20. Spider-Man 20. What's crazy is I haven't had a chance to actually read the single issues of this series, but I have been buying them. So, because I love Spider-Man. Actually,
I haven't heard much about it. I heard people like the first issue.
Black Cat issue 6. I've been only buying these for the covers for research purposes, obviously.
Right.
Supergirl issue 9. What's crazy is this was part of the whole DC like Summer of Superman initiative,
Yeah.
actually. And I've heard literally no one talk about this at all. It's probably because the book is written by a Looney Tune. Because who can write women better than men? Obviously.
I've heard one person like it.
Null issue 1, The King in Black. No, it's not me, guys.
Picked that up. I got a cool variant of it right
Look at that!
here.
Look at that cover. Oh, that's cover. That's
There
the
it
Clayton
is.
Crane variant. Ooh. Oh my goodness.
Pretty cool.
Now, when someone calls me the King in Black, that makes sense, obviously. You know, Logan, Black, White, and Blood. Oh, I'll probably keep that up there. Okay. Doctor Strange issue 2. G.I. Joe Real American Hero, Battle World, Wonder Woman Black and Gold 2026 special number 1.
We talked about that. Yeah.
What the heck? This seems like a pretty. This seems to you. Does it seem to you like a slow week, actually?
I had a fair bit. There's a couple things you skipped over that I picked up.
Which were?
Let's see here. Actually, on the top of my pile is Green Lantern Corps 12 because I'm a big Green Lantern fan. I gotta get my daily dose of Green Lantern. I did get the Aquaman tie-in issue that came out for DCKO. Because I'm trying to get. I got most of the DCKO tie-ins, and so I'm keeping up with that.
Yeah, 1,000 books. Holy crap!
At the very top there is Transformers. Robert Kirkman's Transformers, of course.
Okay. Yep.
And then the only other thing is I haven't read any of these yet. I'm waiting for the whole thing to come out, but Spirits of Violence because I'm a big Ghost Rider fan. So. Yeah.
Okay. And that's it for your pull list this week?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I picked up other things from last week since it was the last couple weeks.
Oh, okay.
But I think those are all the ones that was from this week. I think everything else was from last week.
Oh, what else we have? New Gods Facsimile Edition issue 1.
I did see that at the store.
I'm not one of these facsimile guys. Maybe I get one eventually.
Yeah,
I would advise anyone that wants X-Men Epic Collections to just get them before they end up, getting sold out because Marvel just doesn't reprint these in any meaningful order and just does shit out of random, like does shit so whack with these characters. How they map the books and everything is just such ass. But just X-Men Epic Collection, Life Death, true paperback, just grab it. Literally, you'll thank me later. You'll be like, hey, MSK, could I sell that? Probably not, because it's comics. No one buys this shit. But only disgusting, filthy nerds do. So you will at least be able to go to a store and talk to a owner who also hates you because you're a nerd. So what else is here? You have the Absolute Death of Superman hardcover.
That's insane. Well, look at the one on the right.
Oh my god, that looks really cool.
Yeah, I saw a picture of that of one of the comic stores in my area post that. I'm like, holy shit, that looks awesome.
The comic reviews and panel shows are the bread and butter of this channel. Always dope to see. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah. Bread and butter, always a good combination. Just like a ham and Kool-Aid. I'm just kidding.
Ham? What?
Oh god, that would be disgusting. Oh my god.
I'm curious in that Terminator one. I think I read the first issue of that.
Did you like it?
It was interesting. Yeah, I mean, I like Terminator. I mean, it's better than most of that one issue was better than most of the movies. So.
That's good lord. Written by Declan Shalvey.
Although that could have been the second series that came out. I don't remember if that's the first or second one. I only checked the first one, and yeah.
Justice League of America, the Nail, the complete deluxe edition hardcover. Okay, what else is there? Yeah, I already bought this. This is the Iron Man Armor Wars Omnibus hardcover, Secret Wars Battle World Omnibus. Let's destroy all humans. They can be regenerated. That's what a liberal would say. That's like literally like a white liberal lady making.
So you said destroy all humans, and my mind goes to there's a game literally called Destroy All Humans. There's actually 2 of them, and then they remade both of them. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where he plays like a little alien dude, and like
I think
your mission is to just cause chaos. Yeah.
What is this? Star Wars the Mandalorian the manga volume 3.
They've been doing some interesting mangas. Star Wars has.
I've seen them. Yeah,
I like the Fallen Order one specifically. I don't know if any of them are out yet, but I like how they look.
I can't. Oh my god, it's too much ass. Nope. Stop being weird. God, guys, you guys gotta stop drawing porn covers. Good lord, man. So after that, after this episode's over today, I will be bookmarking stuff I gotta buy this week. I forgot if I've been getting all this series in order. I think I have been.
I need to get it, but I'm probably just gonna wait for the. Ooh, I'm excited for that. The
Yeah,
Galactic
Spider-Man
Slam.
Wolverine is really good.
No, it's a Green Lantern. I'm excited for up there more than
DCKO,
anything
Green
else.
Lantern, Galactic
Yeah,
Slam. Woo!
need
Hell
me
yeah.
Green Lantern.
And this right here is the final issue of Spider-Man 94.
Have you read any of that?
No, I'm just waiting for trades. I bought all the issue singles because, I really liked the show as a kid, but I'll probably end up just reading all of it when it gets collected for a collected edition. Oh god, the ass. Oh my gosh.
That Alien vs Captain America, other than DC, the other DCKO is the only thing on my pull list and I really did enjoy it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I have been buying
really
this actually. I've been getting it.
I really like the first issue. Second one was solid, but not the best. But yeah,
The Terminator Volume 1 Out of Time trade paperback, 152 pages, $19.99.
Yeah, I think I did read the first one there.
This collects the Terminator issues 1 through 5. I wonder if Arnold Schwarzenegger makes a cameo appearance in these.
Who knows?
Oh god. Absolute Death of Superman hardcover. 424 pages, $125. Collect Superman, Man of Steel issues 18 through 19, Justice League America 69. Really? 69? Guys making me do these jokes right here. Not 67. Fucking hell. Oh, Superman issue 74 through 75, Avengers Superman issue 497, Action Comics issue 684, and material from Superman, Man of Steel issue 17, Superman issue 73, Adventures of Superman issue 496, and Action Comics issue Adventures of Superman issue 496 and Action Comics issue 683. Jesus Christ, I lost my brain there. How many times are they gonna reprint this book though? I bought this. I don't have the omnibus. I bought the compendium for this like 2024 when they dropped it.
Yeah. I actually Death of Superman, I got an older version of the trade of it. And it was the first ever signed comic I got. My mom bought it for me at a comic store and they couldn't figure out who the artist whose signature it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I know who I think I was able to figure out who it was. And he was the artist only on one of the issues, somebody named Jackson Geis. I think he passed away like a year or two ago. Mm-hmm. And so, but yeah, that's a great story though. I bought the rest of it eventually, but
Justice League of America, The Nail, the complete deluxe edition hardcover, just collects JLA, The Nail issues 1 through 3, and JLA, Another Nail issues 1 through 3. Names for these books are just disgusting.
I've never heard of this story. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing though.
Hardcover, 312 pages, $499.
It's hard for me to justify 6 issues for $50 though.
It wasn't the name of the series that was the red flag. It's just the issue numbers.
That was the second flag. But
god, man. So you guys know, my boy Iron Man gets another omnibus coming out this week. Iron Man Armor Wars Omnibus, hardcover, 786 pages, $100, collecting Iron Man issues 219 through 232 and issues 258 through 266. Iron Man and the Armor Wars issues 1 through 4 and Iron Man issues 258.1 through 258.4. What I don't understand.
Names? I don't understand this collection of all the. I mean, first and foremost, I don't read Iron Man. Iron Man's a character I've thought about trying to go back to eventually. But like, I don't understand these issues. I'm sure if I read Iron Man, I'd understand why they pick these. But like,
yeah,
as somebody who doesn't read Iron Man, this seems like a random set of issues that they just kind of have.
It's also weird because, guys, you don't understand, like in Iron Man Epic Collections, this is like volume 13. And they've been reprinting Iron Man's stories in order in omnibus format for the first time starting like in 2023, 2024 or something like that. Volume 4 is dropping in June. I'm already gonna get that, but I just don't know why we're getting character centric No, it wouldn't be character centric. That's retarded. Because of course, omnibus.
It's like a story arc centric thing. Because I assume that first bit is the original Armor Wars. Maybe the other one's a follow up.
Like you're getting these creator centric omnibuses for characters, which is fine. That's always been a thing. But wouldn't they just be double dipping for this book when they eventually get?
It could be. I would think so, but at the same time, though, I saw that it's only $100, which is cheaper than most omnibuses.
Probably I feel like that's cheaper on.
I was about to. Well, yeah, exactly. But even there, like, even just look at the list price, like that's I feel like a decent deal for it, though.
Yeah, if you go on like places like eBay or Amazon or what's the one people like, In Stock Trades, or a few there's another one, Panel Bound Comics, which was Organic Price Comics. They'll have these they'll have these on sale in a few months for about like $50 anyway. But yeah, that's what Marvel does, guys. You know, they're already reprinting the characters stuff in order, but now here's another random one. So if they do Iron Man Omnibus Volume 8, they basically double dip the whole book. I'm like, how in the world could I justify getting that? Even though I am going to still get it because I'm a fucking disgusting animal. Star Wars Battle World.
Star Wars? Hold on, try that again.
See, I knew I was going to get people. I knew it. See, it's intentional. Secret Wars Battle World Omnibus Volume 2. This is Denise Hopeless's run. So yeah, this is not Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars.
Well, it's all the tie-ins into it, or well, other part of the tie-ins to it.
Oh, you're right. No one should ever come back to this episode and hear what I just said before reading that. Hardcover, 1,176 pages, $125. Collects future imperfect issues 1 through 5. Oh my god, look at all that shit. That's gonna be a fat book.
Howard the Human.
Okay, all right. Inhumans. I'm already red flagging this. I'm okay. Star Wars: The Mandalorian, the manga, Volume 3, trade paperback, 240 pages, $14.99. It collects episodes 10 through 17 and covers Chapter 4, Sanctuary, Chapter 5, Gunslinger, and Chapter 6, The Prisoner.
That is interesting.
So essentially, this is just basically a manga adaptation of the show. That's it.
Yeah.
So it's like that X-Men animated series omnibus. It's just the adaptations of the episodes.
Well, yeah, I know they've done like an X-Men one, or maybe that it's original stories that's X-Men manga, but then they've been doing a bunch of others manga Star Wars that looks interesting.
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah,
like Fallen Order or the mainline Star Wars looks cool. And so I'm not a manga reader, but those are like on my radar.
So what you're saying is you're not a nerd. Just good lord. Let's do. I haven't looked at this for a little bit. The ICP2 sales, and I know people have kind of called these out, but I want people to understand how stupid you are, because I always like pointing it out. Guys, if you read it, it quite literally says it's not for the whole industry, okay? It's never said that. Actually, it says that in the fine print of reading the bio of the actual article, where they have the numbers, where they have what is
reading. What's that? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, blacks don't do that. I already know that. So, you know, here, I'll show you guys this right here. And I've always went over this with you guys, but I want to make sure that I go over it with you. So right here, it always says these are unit and dollar sales rankings based on sales tracked at point of sale by the Comic Hub system at stores selling American comics around the world. During the period of which these reports were generated, there were over 125 stores using the Hub system. As this is a small, non-random sample of over 3,000 stores selling American comics worldwide. These rankings may not be typical for all stores, but do represent a variety of locations and store emphasis. Just want to put it out here. This is always said. This is not saying that it's hardcore data, but this is just basically a rough estimate, honestly.
Yeah, 100%. That's the thing is whenever you do data surveys like this, is the point of it is just to get you a good rough estimate of how everything.
Yeah, this is not saying that Rob Liefeld's Youngblood #1 didn't sell very well, or Image Comics books didn't sell very well. It's not saying that. This is just a rough estimate of
Yeah.
what those stores were ordering. And keep in mind, it's not custom. You can understand how shops work. It's not a customer buying these books individually. This is all store owners ordering this stuff from distributors months in advance anyway. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
I just don't get why people think. No one's saying that this is completely accurate, but they're saying that this is like the best thing we have to gauge how books are doing. You know what I mean? And it seems to be. I mean, like if you look at some of these, you would believe that some of them are doing very well because, like, okay, Absolute Batman issue 15 is number 1. Is there any reason to believe Absolute Batman isn't doing that well? Is there any specific reason
that's
why?
the thing, is I think these are always good, like, estimates, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you should ever take it as like, oh, these are the best selling, but they're really good estimates. Like I don't know if you saw the one for, was it the entire year or what? Or no,
Yeah, I
not the
saw
entire
that on
year,
like Bleeding Cool or whatever
DC
had it.
The December sales where
Yeah.
it was like the top 20 was all DC except for 2. One was Marvel, one was Image, and so it's like that gives a pretty good idea of like DC's doing really well, completely, you know, stomping out the competition there.
Yeah, I know Bleeding Cool had one out there where most of the best-selling books of all year were Batman books. Now, I want you guys to also understand this too. Whether you trust Bleeding Cool or not, do you genuinely think that Batman wasn't the best-selling character or one of the best characters that sold very well for DC? Even if these aren't like accurate to a certain extent, I could believe, because I'm not a moron, that Batman sold very well like that. You know? It's like, okay, if you don't believe Batman sold very well, who else do you think did? Spider-Man. Okay, thank God. You have the one other character that sells well. Good job. You're not stupid. Fuck it. Fuck me. Ultimate Endgame for sure sold very well because it's ending this current Ultimate Universe for Marvel Comics, and a lot of people did like it. But Marvel's like, no, we don't want to give you guys anything. Batman issue 4. Let's see. Absolute Wonder Woman issue 15. This is DC's crossover turn with Marvel. Because the first one apparently sold and did very well with people.
Yeah.
Absolute Batman issue 14. What the hell is Mark Spears Monsters issue 8? That's from Ken Spot Entertainment.
Yeah.
Ultimate Spider-Man issue 23, which is crazy because this was usually always top 5. Always top 5. And keep in mind, like, it's ending with one more issue anyway, so it spent its entire comic book, you know, run basically just, you know, being in the top 10. That's really good.
I think these last couple issues were also delayed, if I remember right, or at least the finale was.
Yeah,
so that might hurt it. And it doesn't hurt too that I think with the announcement of it ending has like it's just lost the momentum of it all.
Yeah,
except the end game, but like everything else, you know.
Yeah, because people are just gonna basically go, well, if it's ending, then there's no rush to kind of finish it out then. Or they might feel like, oh, why the fuck are you ending this? Fuck you, Marvel. Go eat my ass. DC KO Wonder Woman versus Lobo one shot. What's crazy is a lot of the stuff is one shots from DC with their, you know, with their Marvel crossover comic book and the DC KO event going on. Absolute Martian Manhunter, Absolute Superman, TMNT issue 13. I mean, because what's crazy is I could believe these books are doing this, even though it's like this may not be everything. Like Transformers, I could believe is a top 20 book. Might have lost some steam because people like Daniel Warren Johnson writing the characters, and he's not there, so it's gonna not do as good, but it's still gonna be good overall.
Yeah.
Will of Doom. God Lord, man. I don't know what the fuck Marvel's even doing anymore. Absolute Flash issue 10 being at fucking 23 is wild. Absolute Green Lantern is now at 9. So let's see what else is here. Okay, so it looks like Absolute Green Lantern is the one that's not doing as good as the other ones are. I haven't read it yet,
but was close, but yeah.
I like the Flash issues that I read were I really enjoyed them.
No, I enjoy all of them, but yeah.
Spider-Man Wolverine issue 8, Wiccan Witches Rodent. What the fuck?
I forgot that came out. I forgot
Spider-Man Noir, G.I. Joe 16, Daredevil Punisher, The Devil's Trigger, Ultimates issue 19, The End 2099 issue 1, Alien vs. Captain America issue 2. That's how you know there's other stuff that is competing for the top spots, because something like this would usually generally speaking, if we weren't in these like big events right now and Absolute Universe and all that other stuff, this would be like a top 10 book. It just kind of
I
would.
think so.
But there's so much other things coming out. Like Venom can be on issue 252 and still sell relatively decently.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just that issue because that's the issue where like it's revealed that Noel's coming back or something like that. Justice League Unlimited issue 14. Still, it's still kind of there. Infernal Hulk issue 2. Joshua Williamson's Superman run is always typically between like 20s to 30s. Okay, Amazing Spider-Man issue 18. Ultimate Wolverine issue 12. Okay, not that bad overall. Not that bad. And then the last thing we're going to cover for this right here is the graphic novel sales, which are just basically, I don't know why they just don't call them collected editions, but call them graphic novels for some reason. All right, top 20 graphic novel sales. I heard DC was just absolutely killing it.
Oh, this may have been what I was talking about. This is what I was talking about.
Oh my god, bruh. What an absolute slam dunk that is. Let me just make sure this is bigger, like my wife likes it. Absolute Batman, Volume 1, The Zoo. Absolute Martian Manhunter, Volume 1, Martian Vision. Absolute Wonder Woman, Volume 1, The Last Amazon. Absolute Green Lantern, Volume 1, Without Fear. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, which is but they're not saying that's the DC Compacts Comics version, because they would say that. That's just a regular trade paperback that people are buying because the movie's coming out and it's based off the book. Absolute Flash, Volume 1 of Two Worlds. Absolute Superman, Volume 1. Absolute Superman, Volume 1, Last Dust of Krypton. Absolute Batman, Volume 1, the hardcover. So the Absolute Batman trade paperback is the best-selling book, and then the hardcover is also still in the top 10. DC Compact Comics Edition, Batman, The Long Halloween. DC Compact Comic Edition, Volume 2, Batman, The Court of Owls. DC Compact Comic Edition, Volume 5, Batman Hush. Oh my goodness. DC Compact Comic Edition, Volume 11, Kingdom Come. DC just, all the books, these are all DC from the top
10.
Top 12.
12, yeah.
All DC books. 3 of them. Sorry, you have 4 right here that are just reprints. Reprints in a manga format.
It's showing how big these compact editions are because their goal with it is to make them more accessible, and it's showing that making them more accessible is really important, and that their model of doing it is working really well. Because look at all this other DC stuff.
And then you have Transformers Volume 4, Conquer and Control, which obviously the run, and this wraps up the Daniel Warren Johnson run right there. And then just one little break. Then DC just dominates again. Watchmen still there. DC Compact Edition, All-Star Superman DC Compact Edition, Volume 4, All-Star Superman, DC Compact Edition, Volume 20, Batman Arkham Asylum, which I don't know what is the appeal of that one. I had to trade for it. I was browsing through it a little bit, just really wasn't my thing, honestly. I don't know why that sold very well.
It's a unique story, and I think that's why. I like it, but it's not my favorite.
Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 1, Married with Children, DC Compact Edition Volume 24, V for Vendetta, Batman and Robin Year 1. Oh my god. So there's what? 1 Marvel and Image comic book here? Yeah, DC's just dominating by collected editions. That's utterly insane, actually. Oh my god. So let's see what we're going to be having to deal with here when we review this comic book. Oh, issue 3 of 5. This cardstock cover. I love the cardstock covers. Oh my god, they feel so good. They should keep doing this.
Yeah. I really don't mind paying an extra $1 for them because you get the awesome special cover and then you still get the regular one inside. Which I like.
What the heck? Oh my god! I literally. What the fuck? What the hell is that? I literally just laid my freaking book down on my keyboard. Man. Ugh. Good lord! But this was fun. This was a nice little bounce back from the last book. But the last book was fine outside of just like that middle part. But
yeah.
All right, time to have some fucking fun. And then after this, I'm gonna go potentially bang my wife.
Again? Oh wait, sorry, it never happened the first
Never
time.
happened. Right. See, now you're getting it. It's never happened in general. Hey everyone, I am Black and gonna make you happy. Okay, all right. So it's definitely not gonna be the intro because that would be terrible, obviously. What in the world's going on? Ugh. Ugh. Okay. All right. Time to get down to business. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. And in today's video, we are going to be doing a comic book review on DC X Sonic the Hedgehog issue 3. And if you guys have not had a chance to check out our previous DCX Sonic the Hedgehog comic book reviews, I highly recommend you guys go and check out our previous DCX Sonic the Hedgehog comic book reviews. That way you guys can understand how we feel about those specific issues compared to this one, because as you guys know, when it comes to comic book reviews, you could love issue 1, you could hate issue 2, you could love issue 3, and you could absolutely hate issue 4. These are like episodes of TV, so not every episode you're gonna like, but you might like a good majority of them. But for this, issue 1 really good. Issue 2 had a fair bit of issues with pacing and kind of moving a little too fast. This one I felt like really brought it, what I always would say, it brought it black, because Shadow's black, right? See, that's how I tie it in. I'm a genius. But I feel like this issue really honed in what's really going on with this little 5-issue miniseries, because in this book, the Sonic team got a chance to actually be the Justice League. So that was really cool. And I know you guys potentially saw that on social media when I think it was fucking hell. I know DC posted it, but I don't know which account did it for Sonic. Was it the Sonic the Hedgehog Twitter account, or is IDW, because they're the ones that published the Sonic the Hedgehog, title. Actually, this image right here is just so damn good with how all they look in the Justice League outfits. Oh my god, God, this is the stuff of beauty right here. You have Knuckles, Superman, Amy is Wonder Woman, and Silver as Green Lantern, Shadow as Batman, Sonic is the Flash, and Tails is Cyborg. Good lord. And also, this issue right here, this is the homage cover for Sonic Adventure Battle 2, because Sonic Adventure Battle 2 was Shadow's first appearance. And if you put this cover next to the video game cover for that game, you're going to be like, wow, that's a banger. But no, this is an absolute banger cover. I actually loved. I was like, oh my god. Bought instantly. Don't even tell me otherwise. This is mine. The fact that I'm pretty sure this wasn't even the main cover. This was the cover B. I remember this wasn't the main cover at all, which is insane. Like, why would it not be the main cover? But it is what it is. So we're going to pick off from the last issue. But before we get into that, what did you think about this issue as compared to the other one?
I think it was definitely a step up from issue 2. I don't think it was as good as issue 1, though.
Yeah. So we'll start here, because picking up where the last issue left off, because we have the beautiful Justice League versus Kong versus Godzilla ad. Goddamn ads. Oh god, that's the problem with the book too. Yeah. Fucking ads just break your immersion all the time. You can't just put all this stuff in the back, DC. Oh wait, I know why you can't. Because you stuff the back with bullshit. Like, okay, the book will end when we get done talking about it. And then right at the ending of the book, you get Supergirl #1 ad, because who the hell's reading that? And then you get the 2-page preview for Mr. Terrific Year 1, which has already come out. I'm pretty sure it already has its collected edition already out. But yeah, this kind of thing is always one of those, like, do you really need to waste 2 pages on a preview like that every time? It's every single time. But I get it. It promotes the next book you might want to read. After reading this one, it might pique your interest. Mr. Terrific was getting a lot of love at the moment in time because the James Gunn Superman movie had him part of the movie. So, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I mean, this was the summer of Superman. We have all these variant covers right here for all the books. Holy crap. And what's really interesting, the Summer of Superman got basically thrown away when they were doing the Absolute Universe. Pushed to the sky. Didn't even matter. As I remember. But let's start. So they're at the Watchtower because after the last issue, the Justice League sent Sonic's team to their world, actually. And then it starts off with Knuckles talking to Mr. Terrific. He's saying, send us back. He should have said, I'm going to send you black. He had the perfect moment to do it. He didn't do it. Goddamn Knuckles. But Knuckles is asking Mr. Terrific to send them back. He says he can't because he can't detect any dimensional coordinates, actually. But that's going to be key wording later on in the book, actually. So after that, Sonic says, easy Knuckles, don't punch the messenger. And then, Silver is like, hey, at least Darkseid's gone too. And then, Amy's like, you shouldn't be saying that because we lost everybody. And Tails is like, you know what? That was a pretty big catastrophic event we just had right there. And Tailson says, no, this can't be it, given the nature of the apocalyptic dimensional engine factor in the energy supplied by the Chaos Emerald. So then after that, Tails is still thinking when he talks to Sonic. And then, Sonic is like, Tails, what have you got for me? Tails is like, nothing concrete yet. I need some time. And then, Sonic is like, well, the Justice League bought plenty of it. Mr. Terrific then says, I don't know about that. It won't be long before the villains of the world realize 6 of our greatest heroes are missing. I can put the rest of the league on the high alert, but it's going to get ugly. So yeah, once their main adversaries know that they're not basically there, shit would go just absolutely completely bonkers, especially with people like Eobard Thawne running out there as the Reverse Flash, because he is mentally deranged, actually. Did you guys know that this character is so beyond deranged, he pushed Barry down the stairs as a kid and broke his arm? Just one of the things this character is absolutely deranged for. It's actually a list someone made. If you actually read the list of what Eobard Thawne has did to Barry Allen throughout their comic book history together as hero and main villain, you'd probably think, damn, this guy's worse than the Joker. You probably should, honestly. So Sonic then says, well, that's no good. They gave their lives trying to protect our world. I think we owe it to them to return any favor. So also, Hal left his Green Lantern ring with Silver. So they all end up taking over for the Justice League, as you saw with the first page of the book, with all them wearing the Justice League outfits. Silver ends up battling Sinestro with the Green Lantern Corps. And the key thing you figure out about this issue is that all the villains that they're going to face all have Chaos Emeralds, which is very important. And then, so they fight Sinestro and they do the whole Silver just yell. He just does the Green Lantern, what do we call it? Chant, saying, actually. In brightest day and blackest night, no evil shall escape our sight. Let those who worships evil's might beware our power, Green Lantern's light. And then Silver just goes like, what's the matter, Sinestro? Are you scared? And then he just knocks out that construct that Sinestro has constructed. So
I think that's meant to be Parallax. I'm not 100%
I thought that was
sure,
too.
but
I thought that was, yeah.
I also love at the very beginning of the sequence, we have Tomare, Chip, and Kilowog all there. Especially Chip. I like Chip being there. Although I do have a problem with Chip, but we'll talk about that in a moment. Yeah,
he's a squirrel.
Yeah.
We don't fight. What's up against squirrels?
No. Oh, we'll get there.
Oh yeah.
Let's go through this section.
So then Squirrel hoists up an item that you see right there, and then Silver is like a Chaos Emerald, but that was supposed to be lost with my home dimension. Yeah, because you don't figure out in this issue how the Chaos Emeralds even ended up getting to the Justice League's world. Imagine it's talked about in the next issue, but who knows? And then Silver says, careful, Chip, we don't know what Sinestro used to enhance this lantern battery. He says, I'm not sure what this means, sorry, but I'm going to need to report this to my friends. I'll have one of the other Earth Lanterns fill in for me, like Kyle, Hal, or Guy, or Simon, or Jessica, or Joe, or like.
It's funny.
It's also weird that those other Green Lanterns wouldn't be there fighting Sinestro. That's just odd.
I find it funny that he's just making fun of how many Earth Lanterns there are, because it talks about there's Kyle, Hal, yeah, like literally naming off all of them, which is
and
funny.
none of them just could go up there and help them fight. Bro's out there just
they're all busy apparently. Who knows?
Yeah, Hal's just getting his dick sucked by fucking.
I was about to say, if anyone should be fighting Sinestro, it should be Hal. It's it's them together.
So,
but no, my problem with Chip though is, unless I just completely misremember how Green Lantern rings work, I'm like 99% sure they're supposed to translate languages. So him just not being understand Chip, I'm like, bro, you got a Green Lantern ring right there. Like that's how they communicate with the other alien races that they.
Hold on. It wasn't the fact that a squirrel was in space flying. That's what set you off. He couldn't speak. It was the fact that oh my god, the red flags. Oh
that's my like biggest nitpick with this issue is, like I said,
that was kind of weird though. The squirrel, but like what's interesting is like I was already going like, wait, a squirrel as a Green Lantern? That's already stupid. But you were like, nah, he can't talk. That's the tipping point for me. Holy fuck!
Well, because the ring should be able to translate it, and so
good Lord. I hate all of you. So after that, we get to the section where Amy gets a chance to shine. She hasn't had a lot of chance to shine yet in this crossover, but she does get a chance to take down Gorilla Grodd and save Hot Girl and Supergirl. Now that was my problem with this sequence with Amy. It's like Supergirl's really powerful. She's probably just as strong as Superman. Then maybe slightly weaker because she hasn't been able to absorb. She wasn't absorbing the sun's light as long as he has since he was like very young. But just seeing Supergirl just needing to be saved by Amy is just so odd. It's like that character is pretty fucking strong. If you guys don't know, she's pretty powerful, honestly. So Gorilla Grodd is attacking, and he's using some device on his head to obviously weaken Hot Girl and Supergirl. And then Amy comes in and saves them, and she said the League kneels to no one because Grodd's thing is like you must kneel before Grodd and all that stuff. So they try fighting. After Amy saves them right here, they end up fighting the gorillas, which would be the black people of the issue. But oh god, Hot Girl, Amy helps Hot Girl to her feet, and then Supergirl ties up Gorilla Grodd after they defeat him. Then Amy gets an emerald. So, Hot Girl's about to destroy the thing that Grodd is wearing. But wait, Amy goes, that's a Chaos Emerald. And she was like, you recognize this? And she was like, yeah, it's from my home. I thought everything there was gone, but if this was found, it's a way to your world, then maybe. And then she goes like, hey, first things first. First things first, we need to drive out these invaders. So that was really, really cool. I just wish like Supergirl and Amy got a better chance of having a coordinated fight sequence. I think that's the part that I think the series could get better on if they do another crossover this year. Is some of these like sequences need to be a little bit more better drawn out.
Yeah, it's really just a problem of you're only given so many pages and there's so many characters in this. And so I think they do their best, and obviously I think the problem here is just that neither of those two characters are the focus here, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it's like I get them why they're overpowered why they're getting beat at this point because Gorilla Grodd has the Chaos Emerald or whatever it's called.
It's just so odd to see. Basically, this is the other thing. So it's so weird to me that Knuckles gets to be Superman. Why is that's just automatically crazy, right? So Knuckles is flying around Metropolis trying to, watch over it and, make sure that, no one's getting hurt. Nothing's going too crazy, and he meets Lois Lane, talks to her. then he ends up flying over and seeing Lex Luthor, as you guys can see right here. Luthor starts giving this speech, and then it ends up with him saying, Luthor starts talking. He starts going over a lot of different things. But you can tell it's Lex Luthor. He's always doing some shady shit. He's obviously not a good person, you know. And then he thinks Knuckles is a Kryptonian, and then in his mind he's thinking, "Do you share this weakness too?" Because he's wearing Superman's outfit. And then Knuckles walks in there, it just picks it up, and then leave, and then smashes the Kryptonian looking Chaos Emerald right there. He's like, he also says, take it as a token of my sincerity. Think hard about what could we do together. He was like, no. Were you trying to poison me thinking this was kryptonite? So Lex Luthor had a green Chaos Emerald. He didn't know what it was, and his first instinct was, hey, I was gonna poison someone who's wearing Superman's outfit like a Kryptonian.
Yeah, this is the other thing. They only call him an evil genius. Lex Luthor is
pretty smart.
I feel like he's possibly the smartest human on the DC.
Yeah, it's so weird because I just don't believe for a second that he wouldn't try to give that to one of his scientists in his labs and him just analyze what that is. Yeah,
as somebody who's used kryptonite for a fair portion of his life to try to defeat Superman, I'm pretty sure he'd recognize when the green stone isn't freaking kryptonite,
Yeah. And this is the things that I think the series could improve on. Like I said with the previous segment, is a little bit more time with some of this stuff, because there's just no way I can believe that Lex Luthor isn't going to analyze another green rock. And how would he know? Why would he automatically assume it's just kryptonite? That's just odd, because he's one of the most psychoanalyst people ever.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I really didn't like his depiction in this issue, because it made him look very dumb, really stupid. Also, I don't know what's up. I mean, maybe you're just this way in previous iterations I'm not as familiar with, but he seems kind of chubbier than normal too, which I found
maybe they were taking from the Batman Superman Public Enemies depiction of him. I know they've used that depiction of him a lot. Because he kind of does look like that in that specific animated movie. That one. It's also in that same run too, it's run by Ed McGuinness. It's the Batman Superman Public Enemies. So we go Amy, Wonder Woman, Knuckles, Superman. Just nothing that could get worked on. Also, after that, we get now Gotham City. Shadow gets to take down the Joker, and then the Joker eventually gets apprehended, by Shadow. And then after that, before Shadow knocks him out, Joker says, not bad, edgy. Good Lord. You have certainly the mood down. You have the makings of a passable replacement. But there's a cadence to this sort of thing. The dreary little Gothamites expect a show, so next time he just knocks him out. Bro's out here just monologuing. Shadow goes, just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
See, how can Shadow show up Joker faster than Batman has after all these many years? Shadow's just like, you know what? I don't actually have to listen to you at all. You're fucking a lunatic, and I'm just gonna beat your ass. And then so this is the one part of the book I was sitting there going like, power scaling is a bitch. So Sonic ends up battling Reverse Flash in Central City right here. If you guys don't actually know, Reverse Flash is almost just as fast as almost all the fastest iterations of the Flash. Wally West, Barry Allen, Bart Allen. Because, the way from what I remember, he doesn't have access to the Speed Force. It's something way different. But there's just kind of no way I can believe that Sonic is fast enough to do that attack against him that you're going to see in this battle they're going to have, and Reverse Flash not see it happening and dodge it. That's just because it was shown in the other previous issues that Flash is faster than Sonic, which was depicted by the writer, even though the person might be more of a Sonic fan. So this was fun. This was actually I think the best of what we got between the battles. But I'm sitting there thinking like, Sonic's because Sonic managed to actually outrun the Flash with his speed to the point where, Eobard's like, hey, I'm the fastest man alive, unchallenged now, and you'll never retrieve your precious. And he goes, what the fuck? Oh, sorry, did I move too fast for you to see? Let's try again. Don't blink. And then Sonic does this big attack against him. And Eobard says, so fast, did he tap into? No, it wasn't the Speed Force. He was using that emerald to warp. That's my secret champ, he says. Now take a nap while I take care of business. So it's just odd that he didn't see those attacks coming, given how fast he is as a speedster himself, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So then, after all the battles are over and all the cities are safe, the Sonic team regroup once again back at the Hall of Justice. And Beast Boy makes a little cameo appearance pretending to be Knuckles.
That's great. I really like that. That was pretty
Then
fun.
they actually all realize that in this meeting they have that they all come back to with all these Chaos Emeralds they got from beating all the respective villains. They say the Teen Titans and I managed to wrestle this away from that fanatic brother blood. Between all of us, us all, we found 6 of these 7 Chaos Emeralds. I'm certain the last one isn't on this Earth. I've been working on a hypothesis, and now we can finally test it. But that would make sense. Well, I was gonna say, I don't know why that was set there, because doesn't Darkseid have the other one? Darkseid had that one, so of course there was only going to be 6 on DC's planet if they're going to go by that.
I don't know if they fully knew that because of how everything ended. I think they assumed that they were all going to be there.
It's just so crazy to me that Sonic can beat the Reverse Flash. That is crazy. That's insane. Logic be damned here. And then Tails says booyah. Oh my god. Fan service galore. Jesus Christ. So Amy says the other emeralds are detecting the last one in another dimension. Does that mean our world survived? Tails says, but how? Mr. Terrific said it was wiped out, because that's what Silver says. But Tails says, specifically, remember that from that first part of the book, I said the wording is key there. He said he couldn't detect their world. That mean it was gone. He said he couldn't detect it. My theory is Darkseid's dimensional engine malfunctioned during the fight and hit our world in a kind of pocket dimension. Sonic then says, but now we have the other emeralds and their power can resonate with each other, revealing the way home. We can finally open a way back. And then, Shadow has another part where he doubts himself. It's kind of, having this feeling of uncertainty. And then Knuckles says the Justice League were ready to give up their lives to save our world. They would take the chance in the situation. They would take the chance if the situation was reversed. They would come to save us no matter what. It's not a question of if we're doing this. It's a question of how soon do we get it all started. All in favor? They're like, yep. And then Shadow's like, then Amy tells Shadow, you're going to get another shot at beating up Darkseid. He's like, all right, cool. And then
he's in now.
And then they get at the Watchtower, final page of the book. Mr. Terrific says, I've set the coordinates you gave me, but the space-time variance is far beyond acceptable parameters. Sonic says, it's okay. Once the Chaos Emeralds power this stabilizer, we should be safely pulled through to the other side. Mr. Terrific says, safe travels, everyone. And for what it's worth, you made a damn fine Justice League. And then the book ends with this final awesome panel right there. And Tails says, all right, gang, let's go be heroes. God. So cute. So awesome. But I'll ask you, do you have any final thoughts and opinions of this issue of DC X on the Hedgehog?
Overall, it was solid. I enjoyed it. I liked how each hero had the 3 pages exactly actually for each of their segments. I thought the Green Lantern one was great, minus my Green Lantern ring issue there. I like seeing Gorilla Grodd there and seeing the gym come out. Lex Luthor I thought was stupid. I also had another note for Joker here. Is I thought it was kind of, I like the ideas of how the Chaos Emeralds were all used in some way, and so I like how you're able to look at Gorilla Grodd and you're able to see that he had his in his helmet that amplified his power. I like how it began with Green Lantern as they didn't make it obvious, or you can't really see that there's an emerald there, but it makes sense of like how they presented it to be like, oh, the twist of, oh, they're all going after the emeralds now separately. And so, when you have all of them they have the emerald built into it somehow, I get that it took me like a double take to fully get this, that
Mhm.
the emerald and Joker's is meant to be the
Yeah.
like his flower there, and like I don't know, I just would have liked that to be implemented a little better, drawn a little better or something, because that one
Yeah.
threw me off. Because when I was rereading this and I just see Shadow pick up the emerald there, I'm like, wait,
Mhm.
where did he get it? Because it's still on
Yeah.
him there. So I'm like, wait, what?
These characters are moving so fast, shit's happening
Yeah.
you can't even see.
But yeah, I
But
would have
so
liked to if this was a little longer, because I get the page. Like, I think it's good for or pretty solid for the amount of pages that the writer had to work with. Because I understand, like, this
it's
is
24-page limit. Yeah.
yeah, 24-page limit, and you're handling 5, 6 main characters, which is insane. And so, like, I get it of decisions having to
Mhm.
be made, constraints. But if I if it was expanded, I would have wanted to personally see being able to like how these Chaos Emeralds villains would have been able to like
Mhm.
use them a little better. But
So yeah, my issues are, some of the small battles, if they have this as a crossover series for this year coming up in 2025 or maybe 2026, maybe give them a little bit more time to breathe, because Sonic beating Reverse Flashes, that's fucking wild, dude. That's crazy. Good lord. And the battle with Supergirl and Amy and Hawkgirl should have been a little bit more, emphasis on taking out Gorilla Grodd and
yeah,
stuff like the minions that he had with him or his army. Other than that, I think having them swap and be the Justice League was really cool. They did look
yeah,
very good doing it. But Dingus was like, you know what? A squirrel couldn't talk with a Green Lantern ring, so that really set him off. So,
yeah, exactly.
uh,
I think each
oh,
of those
Lex
would have
Luthor problem
been.
too. Lex
Oh,
Luthor, yeah, just like Lex not analyzing what that Chaos Emerald is because he doesn't know what it is. Bro analyzed Kryptonite, never seen in his entire life, and went psycho crazy over it. So, you're gonna tell me he's not
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
go crazy over that? It's like, oh my god, man.
True. I think it would have been cool, and maybe I'm saying this now, but after having all the DCKO all fight stuff, which
Mhm.
is cool. Maybe if they could have had each of those fights actually be like a whole on one shot, like they would have been really cool.
Mhm.
If they would have been, or even if they were able to figure out like 3 1 shots and there's 2 fights per one or something. I don't know, but having something like that would have been cool. But
Yeah, but overall, I did like this issue, but I think it was stronger than issue 2. I think both issues 2 and 3 are both about the same. They have their strengths and weaknesses, but they're not bad. They're pretty fun. They're still fun. There's still a nice little fun element of
yeah,
aspect to them. But I think issue 1 was still just the best one by far. So yeah, can't wait to finish up this DC X Sonic the Hedgehog, mini series crossover with issues 4 and 5. So thank you guys for checking out this episode of my butthole. No, I'm joking, guys. I'm joking. So thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you've not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. I am MSK, aka Master Swaggy, and we're going to sign out, guys. See you guys later. Goodbye. Peace. All right. So, oh my God. And freaking ambulance is coming through. No, it's probably the police because black people are probably doing crime outside. Can't trust him, dude. Can't trust him. But all right, we're gonna end up wrapping it up here. So, do you have anything planned coming up that you would like to let the audience know about?
yes, tomorrow I have a video coming out talking about the original Wolverine miniseries by Chris Claremont and Frank Miller. That was a awesome read, so make sure you check out my video over that coming out tomorrow. Today I just came out with a short talk about all the polls that I got today, and that's become my best viewed short or even video by far, which is awesome to see. And it was just like a spur of the moment thing that I was like, I'm gonna press record and show off what I got. Apparently, YouTube liked it. Uh, and then on Saturday night, I have my live show before the Cape where I talk about Smallville, where we're actually on the season finale for season 1, and so we're having on a guest, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We have some fun plans for that finale episode for the first season, and so I'm really excited for that. So make sure you check out all that stuff.
All right. So, as you guys know, for me, later on today, I will be doing a Cloud9 podcast episode with a guy who talks about the NBA in a more of a competitive sense because, as you guys know, I watch basketball, just like Spencer's friend. Dingus doesn't like sports. Well, he's not cultured,
No.
actually. He's just not a cultured person.
Or maybe I am, and everybody else isn't. I don't know.
That's literally what. Oh my god, he's doing the meme. So, I'll have a Cloud9 podcast episode coming up today. As you guys know, I want to, further incorporate us talking about NFL and NBA stuff more with the Cloud9 podcast. Just if it ever comes to a point where League of Legends competitively ends, we'll at least have a fall back on NBA and NFL. That's why you guys have seen us talking about it more and more and more, which I do love watching both football and basketball. So after that, later on today, I'll probably just play Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel again because today I kind of woke up really late today. For some reason, I was really tired. And I was planning on streaming Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel earlier, but, I was really tired and only got a chance to stream it for about like an hour and I think 20 minutes, something like that. And then even we pushed the show back 30 minutes because my internet decided to take a complete dump before it started. So, yeah, thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK Show. And